took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared. But then the shadow came and took it all away. One by one, our menfolk fell to the shadow's thrall. There is no way to save them. Once they fall, they march against us. Our husbands, our fathers, our brothers, our sons, lovers, friends. We have been betrayed. They all strive to take us. What comfort can we find? None this tide. Save we will fight. We shall not fall. Not this tide. We were a people once. The clans spread throughout the mountains, forests, and plains. We had families. We loved. We cared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Sorry about no game last week. I was kind of sick. I'm still really, yeah, but we'll be okay. We're good. And I'm sorry for my coughing in advance. Okay, dokes. Everyone, are you ready? Let's just jump into this. Cool. All right. So we left off after, well, you had a bit of an eventful caravan escort, and you met two individuals. Unfortunately, only one of them survived your encounter, and but we have Remy, who's possibly made a new friend. You have been at Fort Pride for a couple days now. You've been getting used to their routine. They are expecting a group of new recruits, about 200 of them. They're all conscripts, and they are going to be sent to Fort Pride for training. So the fort is a flurry of activity right now in preparation for 200 recruits to come in. There has been a lot of coming and going from the fort because of this. And there have been some reports, possibly, of some shadow activity. So you are Corporal Hadya. Sergeant North appears. It is morning. What are you doing at Fort Pride in the mornings?
Um, I think in the mornings, so I think I have like a morning short exercise routine that's just to wake up and to centralize myself in the morning. So I'm probably on the tail end of that, like washing up slightly afterwards.
Okay, you are at the well after, kind of what getting some water to wash up afterwards. And Sergeant North comes scurrying over. The captain wants to see you.
Oh, just me, or do they want all of us present?
Just you.
Of course. Right away.
And you go there right away?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go to that small office, and Captain Malene is seated behind their desk. Those papers that were a lot before are even more now. And at a quick glance, you can see rosters, a lot of names, and a lot of like just equipment and that kind of thing. Just lists, inventories, and rosters. They look up at your rival. Ah, good, Corporal.
Ah, how can I help you, Captain?
I want your team to go out and investigate some possible shadow activity. We've had reports of some possible scouts, and we would like you to go take a look at it.
course. Is there any further information that you have on the matter?
They have been spotted north of the pass, kind of just looking. I think they're watching what we're up to. And obviously, we don't want them to report back. They seem to be hanging out up further in the mountains and watching from above. They're located around here near Lauren River. And they take out a map of the area around Fort Pride and they point out where the Lauren River turns into a waterfall. Actually, it's this great big waterfall. They've been spotted around there.
And you said that we don't want them to report back, so not simply recon of our own, but perhaps a
No,
little
I need
more.
you to take care of this.
Of course.
Okay. Talk to the quartermaster. They'll get you supplied. Dismissed.
Hedia nods and as they're walking out, just turn back and say, "And good luck to you too," and gestures at all the paperwork.
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Remy, what are you up to in the mornings?
Oh, Remy probably also has a similar kind of morning exercise routine, but she likes to do it alone. It's sort of a mix of a meditation and an exercise routine. So she's going to find as close to a secluded spot, sort of on the grounds, that she can. Um, it doesn't have, like, if people walk by and stuff, she doesn't mind, but she's going to be in like her own headspace for it.
That's probably the old garden. It's like the herb garden that the healers use. There's, other people doing the same thing, but everyone kind of understands that this is the quiet place.
Right.
It's
that idea of like
quiet
you walk,
room.
right? You walk in a library and no one really talks loud.
Yeah.
It's that idea.
Yeah. It's the
Right.
quiet area of the fort.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rivka, what have you been getting up to in the mornings?
Well, I think that the mornings are meant for breakfast and a little bit of chit chat. I would like to talk with most of the soldiers, make sure everybody is eating enough, check on the children, but more importantly, get all of the latest gossip. It's so important. It helps. Uh, it helps with morale. The more gossip there is, the better off people are. So I would like to just schmooze with everybody.
What is Rivka's favorite kind of gossip?
I muted myself. Who's got the eyes for this person, that person? Maybe drop a hint here, there. I'd
So
be against
Rivka the
that.
matchmaker.
Got to earn my keep here, right?
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask another question, a follow-up question for Rivka then. Who is currently the talk of the fort for romance?
Oh, that is a very, very cute, kind of portly lady. Her name is Jessica, and I hear that she has been saving extra dinner rolls to pass over to her hopefully soon to be significant other, very tall, very strong person, uh, named God, I'm so terrible with names on the spot.
Set them up with our party. Set them up with Hadia.
You know what?
Yes.
I'm in. Such a good idea. I mean, Hadia is strong. They're very capable. Good leader. You know, Jeskra, very good person. I know them personally. Watch Jeskra grow from little warrior to big warrior now. So, maybe when Hadia is at lunch or at breakfast, I will kind of pass over this little basket of kind of extra food. So you keep strong, prepared for the day.
Here, I thought I was gonna get out of a game without the romantic subplot.
Neither one of us is safe.
I've never played one, and it's still going.
Tizo, how are you spending your mornings?
I feel like there's two ways to go about this. Either I am following Rivka around, like some, I don't know. Maybe Rivka told me to come and carry something for her one time, and then I just make it a habit to do that, even though I complain every time. Or I'm just like a little snoop and just snooping around camp. Also getting into everyone's business, but in a less acceptable way. Either or, maybe a combination of both. just being a low brat, probably.
I'm picturing Tizo like showing up to carry baskets for Rivka to Hadia and then just like disappearing. Because ooh, shiny. What is this? What's down here?
Yeah, I can definitely do that. I will shove baskets at Hadia and then leave.
So you've been exploring then. So like you're looking in every nook and cranny?
Yes.
Okay. I think this morning there was a really interesting like little corridor, and it seems to like just lead to nowhere.
Oh, all right. Well, this must be investigated by someone as discerning as me. So I investigate.
Okay. So you're going to, I think that's a look beyond.
Yes. Right. Look beyond is with cunning, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. So 9 plus 2 is 11.
Okay, so yeah, you can ask a question and you can also ask a follow-up question.
Okay. Let me pull that up. Let's see. I can ask about someone in the scene. Huh. Well, first of all, there's this corridor that I discovered by random. Is there anyone, or is there any signs of people using this corridor?
There are some crates stacked up in there. There's some sacks of grain. But other than that, no.
Oh, I'm immediately disappointed. Well, then why do I where does this corridor lead to? Wait, okay. I can only ask one question, right?
Yeah, but you could ask a follow-up question.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I mean, you
yeah.
can see, like, if you were to walk down the corridor, you'd be able to see where it leads to. I wouldn't ask you to waste
Okay.
a
Where does
question
it?
on
Where
that. I mean, you
where
can see
does
it.
it go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's at the entrance. It was almost like you didn't notice it at first because there were all those crates and those sacks kind of like
Mm.
in front of it. But when you peer around that, there is this hallway and there's no torches. There isn't anything like that. But when you do walk down there, it goes straight for about 10 feet and then it immediately turns right.
Okay.
And then it goes for another about 20 feet. You think you're like maybe by the wall, one of
Mhm.
the walls of the fort. And then it just ends.
No way. That's not how these things work. Well, regardless of what I am supposed to be doing right now, I am going to feel around the walls and pressing on things because I'm pretty sure that's how these hidden hallways usually work.
Okay. Let's see. What would you know what? Yeah, you keep on doing the thing. And with the look beyond, that was 11. That was great. So when you're like reaching and touching, there is a stone in the one of the near the bottom of the
Mhm.
wall
Mhm.
that juts out a little bit more than everything else. You press
Okay.
it,
Yes.
you press it, and you hear a little rumble. This is
Uh-huh.
like something moves, and the door swivels.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. I step through. I mean, do I see anything,
It's
or is it
very
just
dark
dark?
inside. From what you can see in just like the tiny bit of like sunlight that's coming in, it's a bit of a hallway. It smells a little musty,
Mhm.
damp.
Mhm. All right. I I head onwards. This is much more exciting than what has been happening here for a while now.
Okay, we are
Yes, other
going.
than carrying baskets, this is definitely much more exciting.
It's not the
Rivka?
baskets, it's the gossip. But
Don't get it.
But we are going to hold on Tizo for a second. And Hadya, you
What's
need to assemble your crew.
all right? So I think I start with the easiest one to find, aka the one who makes the most noise. And I go for Rivka.
Mm-hmm. Rivka, what are you doing?
I'm being fly on the wall. Just probably in like the mess hall, but chatting up somebody's ear about absolute nonsense. But just more trying to listen in to what everybody else is saying. That's how I know everything.
So I think we get a shot of Hedia walking into the hall, uh, poking her head around, asking a quick couple questions, and then marching towards Rivka. They told me I could find you here.
Hadia, I have something for you.
Is it your gear prepared and ready to go on mission?
Oh, Tizo's supposed to do that for me. Hey, hang on. And I'd like to pull out like a little like stone that is carved with we'll say like pick I was gonna look at my desk to pick an animal and there's literally a Bulbasaur, so it's not that. Definitely not
What
a
if?
Bulbasaur. We'll say it's like an eagle or something on it, and I take your hand and I put it in your hand. I clasp your hand around it.
Hedia will like run her finger across it to feel out the like carving and the craftsmanship, and then go, "Well, Rivka, I didn't realize your hands were steady enough to craft something so intricate."
Oh, you have such a way with words, Khadija, and I like pat your face a little bit. You make me blush. But no, it is not from me. It is from Jezgra. She
Hedia,
sends you good luck charm.
Hedia nods. Well, hopefully it'll give us good luck because we head out as soon as I get the over to.
So soon.
Mm-hmm. We've got a mission
Uh.
and it's pretty urgent.
Well,
You're
what are we
muted.
doing?
There we go.
I'm muted.
Oh, you were quiet.
Oh, that's weird.
Hmm.
I'll move this closer to my mouth. Hello. Where are we going? What do we need to do?
I'll share the details once we have everyone together so as to save time, but make sure your weapons are properly prepared.
I am always prepared, and I kind of like pat my cane that's taking up just an obnoxious amount of space. Again, I make sure that if I want to be around people, I'm around people.
Hedia smiles and goes, "Oh, good. Maybe you can whack this stone into them very hard."
Oh, that is not for me. That is a gift. Why would you want to break such beautiful gift? It's made from the heart.
Mm, My experience, things made from the heart are a lot more sturdy than we give them credit for.
That is true. That is true. Your heart knows.
Now, if you'll excuse me. And Hedia just steps back and starts heading towards the other two.
I feel like Remy probably at this point has like made her way out from like the herb garden space and is heading towards the like mess hall or whatever to get some food. Because she wouldn't have eaten beforehand. So Hadia probably like crosses paths with her as like they're exiting and Remy's coming.
Checklist of what everyone else's vague schedule is to try to track them down and bumps into Remy in the process. It's just like, so I think Remy will be coming back from, and then bumps
Ooh.
into Remy. Yes, the herb garden. Hello, Remy.
Oh, Hadia, hi.
Hi. I assume you're headed to go grab food?
Yes, did you need me for something?
Yes, I would recommend grabbing a quick, but perhaps a full meal, as it might be the last one we have in here for a few days.
Oh, we have a mission.
We do. We'll be heading out as soon as I want to say in as soon as possible, but I don't know how long it's going to take me to find Thibaut.
Perfect, yes. I will eat and gather my stuff and meet you at the gate then.
Wonderful.
And Remy will make her way to grab meal and get prepped.
As you're walking away, Hadia turns around and goes, "Oh, one last thing. When we get back from this mission, you and I should have a chat about some things or some people, perhaps."
Some people. Okay.
Don't
She
worry
is
about it.
very confused.
So yeah, Hadia will now wander off and try to find the last companion who is out of character currently inside the wall somewhere.
Yes. So how do you go about trying to find Tiza?
So I think I know, like, this is a pretty big castle, right?
Yeah, it's a big fort. Yeah.
And while I don't know where Tizo is, I've caught up on the fact that she runs around kind of exploring in her free time. So I know it's futile to just try to run around because we'll end up in circles looking for one another and never getting found. So I think I go somewhere outside, like at the top of the tower or something, with a bit of vantage, and I'm gonna look around, but also sit there and meditate. And I think the way I'm actually gonna do this is I'm gonna take out the stone that Rivka gave to me. I'm gonna set it on like an edge of a battlement with a little like stick pointed like an arrow and just try to see if I can see Tizo.
Okay. Okay, so is this like magic-y?
I think most of it is just eyesight, but I think there's sort of a ritualistic element to it.
Okay.
Like the stone, the arrow are supposed to point the way,
Mm-hmm.
but it's mostly just using my eyes and the ritual to like guide me and distract my subconscious and my hands as I'm looking.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You go through that ritual. You look, and I would, just for the sake of story, you see Tizo from above. So you know Tizo's gate. And you see her disappear behind some crates.
So, how like far is Tizo from where I am?
Like it would probably take you, like if you were to hurry, walk quickly, about 5 to 7 minutes to get there.
Perfect. So I'm going to walk in what I assume would be like not following Tizo, but going around the other way so that I'm bumping into them, as assuming they continue walking the same direction I saw them disappear behind crates.
Okay. Tizo,
Yes.
you are walking into darkness. Do you have your gear or anything like that on you?
No.
Okay. It's pitch black. The
Mm.
ground is starting to, you can feel it. It's starting to like slant downwards.
Wow. Okay. I'm hoping that I can probably touch both sides of the walls. This-
You can touch one side because the walls are actually starting to get wider as
Right.
you descend.
All right. I descend with it. This is. I feel like all of these are stolen opportunities. So better do it now, or I probably won't be able to do it again. Explore.
It starts to spiral a bit, like not a spiral. It's more of like a starts to turn.
Mm-hmm.
And you think as it's turning, the ground is starting to level out.
Oh.
Hadia, you get to the crates that you last saw Tizo at. What are you doing?
So I've kind of walked almost in like a circle and I haven't seen Tizo and I reached the crate and I'm just like, and I thought it would be easy. Okay. I take a look around and see I came from one way, Tizo entered from another way. So is there another direction?
Well, like
Yeah.
Tizo was in like a courtyard, and then there was some crates. She went, "Hey," and then she went in behind them, and that's all you saw.
Is there anything
So
behind
there's,
crates?
the crates are in the courtyard. So the
Okay.
courtyard has multiple, exits and entrances.
Is there anything directly like behind the crates that would have been hidden from where I was?
If you look behind the crates, you see a corridor.
Well, knowing Tizo. And I just walk in.
Okay. Yeah, you walk down the corridor. So again, it goes about 10 feet and then it turns right and it goes about 20 feet down. And you can see, I guess it was like a secret door that has been rotated. So you could pass on either side of it while it sits in the middle.
I have a question.
Yes.
Hadia, what is your gait? Is it do you have a light tread?
So I think Hedia does have a light tread on mission, but around the fort uses their spear as a walking assist, so it makes a decent thud on the ground because it's like a wooden haft hitting the floor. Their feet themselves don't make a lot of noise, so it's just that like wood on stone noise.
Okay, so I probably hear it then because I'm assuming these hallways are very echoey.
Yeah. Lots of stone.
Um,
Hadya, do you go in to the darkness?
I think Hedia moves their spear up so that it's not being gripped like a walking stick, but rather gripped like almost in a weapon, almost at a ready, but not quite, and advances forward.
Okay. So you are walking the same way. It's into darkness. It starts to go down and it starts to turn. But you haven't, because Tizo has like a 7-minute head start on you. So Tizo, you get to you your foot steps forward
uh-huh.
and you stub your toe on a wall.
Ow! Ow.
Hadja, you hear that.
Okay,
How urgent does this ow sound?
sounds like someone stubbed their toe.
Okay. So Hedia speeds up, but not like something's happening speeds up, just in case.
I mean, I touched the wall in front of me. Is there? Does it seem like there's a door?
Your hand, as you're like bringing your hand on it, it comes across like a circular metal loop.
I pull on the loop.
It feels like it should move, like you've got a handle of a door, but it's really, really tough.
Oh, come on. I struggle with the door for a little bit. Enough for Hadja to show up, I guess.
Yeah, because it's well and truly stuck.
Is any like headway being made at all, or does this just look like Tizo is gripping at a wall?
You can't really see anything because it's pitch black.
Yeah.
But there's no source of light here.
Oh, okay.
But you do hear Tizo struggling with something.
Tizo, is everything going all right, or is there something?
Whoa! Jeez.
Okay, that is a yes.
Oh. Corporal?
Yes, Tizo, it's me.
Why are you here?
The better question is, why are you here?
Okay. I'm mapping the fort.
Good initiative. Let's hope you paid as much attention to mapping the nearby mountains as you have this fort.
All right. Look, I don't know why you're here as well, but since you're here, you might as well try to help me open this door.
I'm here because we have a mission. This door that I'm assuming you're struggling with, because I can't see a thing right now. If I'm
Oh, come here. No, I'll show you.
Tizo, we can open the door when we get back.
I know. I just want to try right now to see if both of us can move it just a little bit. Corporal, please, just come here.
All right. I will help you attempt to open this door, and then I need your 100% on this next mission, okay?
Thank you. All right. Reach your hand out. I'll reach my hand out.
Hedia sighs and reaches their hand out.
I'm sure after a few attempts, we can grab each other's hands, and I'll pull you over, and then put your hand on this ring, metal ring. It's this thing. You can't figure it out.
Perhaps we could come back with some light so that we could see if this is, maybe it might not just be a simple handle.
Right. I don't have that. So I just need you to pull it with me.
I will try to pull it with you.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
Pulling.
It moves some.
Oh,
Yeah, it does. It moves. It's slow. It's hard, but it does. The hinges are squealing.
Let's hope there's no one around to hear that.
I think it's opening.
I think so too.
Are you keep on at it?
I mean, since it's opening,
I think
can't give up now.
Hedia making sure not to lose track of time will help out still.
Okay. Yeah, I think you spend like about 4 minutes or so like just pulling on this thing and you get it open a smidgen. It's about 3 inches you've got it open and
Jeez.
there's light coming from through that 3 inches and you can hear bird song.
Corporal, I think I see a light.
I hear out. If this door leads outside the fort, we should probably keep it closed.
Oh. All right. I let go.
Look, we can come back and see what's on the other side, but I don't think we should leave a entryway into the fort while we're gone and no one else knows about it open.
Wait, but wouldn't it be better for us to know where it is so we can defend?
At this for 4 minutes, and I can barely stick my hand through the edge.
Yes, I know, because there's only 2 of us.
So then, are you suggesting we get more help and we tell other people to handle it while we're gone?
Or we can. Do you? All right.
I want to hear Tizo.
I want to know what's on the other side.
Tell you what. We can come back afterwards with some light and potentially some oil to oil the hinges.
All right. We can do that.
Now let's shut this door.
All right.
Oh.
So do we have to push it back in, or is it one of those
Yep.
Okay.
Because there's like dirt and grime and who knows what.
I push it?
All right. You have to lean into it. And when you close it, the light disappears and you are back in darkness.
Now come on. Let's get back and get our gear ready. After all, I need my navigator for this next mission.
Yes, Corporal. And I'll walk in front of you as a navigator should.
Okay, and you leave your secret passage. Do you shut the secret door behind you?
I have no idea how it's done.
I mean, oh yeah. I'll try. I'll just like try to push it back shut.
It does.
Great.
Shuts.
Perfect.
Okay. And where do you go?
Well, first I would like to turn to the corporal and say, Corporal, so this is our secret, right? We can't tell other people about it. You know, for safety reasons.
Hadia gives like a "I'll humor you" smile. He goes, "We'll keep it between us until we know where it leads, but once we do, and once we know people better, we probably will have to tell the captain."
All right. That's fine.
Yes, for now.
But right now it's a secret.
Right now it is a secret. Yes, Tiso.
Yeah. I punch you on the shoulder.
I think Hedia gives like and more sway than they would normally, just like lets themselves be pushed back a little by the punch.
Oh, that takes me by surprise. And I'm like, oh, oops. I walk ahead a little unsure.
All right. And so are all of you assembling at the gate?
I feel like Remy is probably already standing there and looks like a little concerned at how long it's taken. Like if she had a watch, she would be checking it.
You're looking at the sundial.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're all at the gate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like everyone to start rolling their mission rolls. So, Corporal, who's what? Tizo's navigator.
So we're going up into the mountain area, right?
Yes.
And if I'm remembering, this is me asking out of character. If I'm remembering correctly, Rivka is originally from the mountain clan, right?
Yes.
So I'm putting Rivka as the person who would best be able to like spot stuff out in this type of terrain on recon and lookout,
Okay.
because it's the kind of turf that they can identify anomalies best. And after last mission, I am putting myself on point because last time I spent too much time in the back stressing and like worrying about everything going well. So this time I'm going to remove that by putting myself at the front, so I have too much to do to worry about stuff. Which leaves Remy as watching our backs.
Perfect.
Okay. So, take point. Give me a roll, please.
That's a 6 on the dice. So take point at being plus valor gives me a total of a 7.
Okay, so that means you get 1 complication and you mark weary or an additional point of jaded.
I will take a point of jaded.
Someone's going for the cool moves. Oh yeah, sorry. Watch your back goes first.
All right.
Because they can hold their successes to help people out if need be.
That's a 5.
Okay, so you're not helping anyone.
I am not. I choose a complication.
Yep. Okay, so you're choosing a complication. Hadya is choosing a complication. And we also have Tizo navigating.
Yes. Okay, this is 7. I think. Hold on. Navigating, cunning. Oh, that's a 9.
Okay. So that means
I choose 1 complication as well.
Yep. Wow, this is not going well, is it?
No.
Rivka.
Oh,
Recon.
gosh. Okay, recon. That is a 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that sounds. Yep, that's 1. Okay, so that's you choose either 1 complication or you take a weary.
Where's the complication list? Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's on the next page. I just didn't scroll down far enough. There's enough complications. How about we take a wary?
Yeah.
It's tempting, but I'll take a wary.
Okay, Hadya. What's your complication?
Oh,
I can't hear you.
Oh no, I'm still thinking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is an interesting set of choices. Uh,
Has anyone chosen their complication?
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Remy?
The shadow took a hold of me for a time.
Okay.
Oh no.
So I mark jaded, and then you'll tell me what I did.
Can I just add to that, Victoria? In
Yeah.
that I chose this mission was particularly hard on me, where I'll mark one weary and one jaded, in case
Well, I was between shadow took a hold of me and someone and I both got hurt. So I think one shadow possession is enough per mission. So I will pick. Does anyone want to volunteer to get hurt with me during this mission?
I'm perfectly fine having that happen too, because we can narratively
Oh,
make that
yes.
happen. So I am happy to do that.
Okay. Remy and I got hurt during this mission. We'll each mark one harm by the end.
I know what that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take you a couple of days to get to the point where you're supposed to find these scouts. Does someone have a magic weapon that hums? Yeah.
If you do too, right? If there's shadow nearby, my cane sword will
Hums.
activate.
Yeah.
The crystal on my staff glows a little, which depending on the time of day might not be super obvious, and depending on how far they are. Like it has to be pretty close to be super obvious. Like I had to hold it up really close to the last person we ran into who was possessed.
Okay. Remy, what is something that really irritates you? Not just an irritate, something that really bothers you.
Oh. She doesn't like when she feels overly talked down to, right?
Okay.
Because if she wants to have a conversation and bounce ideas, but if someone's just like no and just like talks down on her, it really irritates her.
Just writing things down.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. What is your watch order?
I mean, I think I leave that to Tizo to assign as our navigator and strategist for the mission.
All right. I believe that I would put Rivka first because she's old. And
Watch your mouth.
Not old, just so experienced. And then I would probably put Haja last because, you know, they're the leader, so they should be better rested. So I would go second, and then Remy would go third.
Okay. First and second watch goes fine. But third watch, Remy, that Sergeant North is a jerk. Sergeant North, whenever you have asked them a question or talked to them, they just kind of like blow you off, or they look at you, give you that look of like, why are you asking me this? Don't you know? And as you're doing your watch, it's quiet. You hear crickets and whatever. I don't know. Do crickets hang out in mountains? They do here.
Sure.
Yeah, they do. And you hear the night sounds. But as you're sitting there, that's really starting to get into you. Like, it's just the more you think about it, the worse, like, the angrier you become. Like, who is that Sergeant Nerf? Who do they think they are? And those thoughts go over and over, and you get caught up in it. And the shadow takes hold of you in that moment of anger. Now, Rivka, you're asleep. And your sword is in the cane?
It is in the cane, yes.
Okay. So, Remy, you're just angry now. You're angry. And then everything just makes sense. You need to get rid of Hadia. You take your weapon out. You quietly maneuver over Hadia's sleeping form.
Remy has a bow, so she's drawn.
That arrow flies and hits Hadia.
So, where does it hit Hadia? I guess is my one question. If Remy, where would Remy be aiming for? Because it doesn't kill, but it'd be somewhere close to where Remy was aiming for.
Mm-hmm.
I think Remy was aiming towards your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And as she's poised, for a split second, she kind of comes out of this anger. And I think it freaks her out enough that she moves just a little bit as she releases, that it hits you more in the shoulder,
Mm-hmm.
in the chest, but not actually in the heart to kill.
Right. So I think Hadia is snapped awake by the pain. And there's a few seconds of them taking in their surroundings and almost instinctually like sitting up straight and reaching out for their spear while standing up. They don't have their armor on, so it's just them in like regular clothes and their spear. And they get up. They register the arrow in their shoulder, and then they register that no one else is inside, which means it came from outside. So they dash out of the tent and instantly turn to the direction, like almost ready to instantly strike, and then they see Remy and they pull back. What do they see of Remy when they get outside?
You see Remy, like she's still fully clothed in armored because she was on watch, and you see her still kind of in that drawn position, almost as if she froze a little. I think her face looks a lot more blank than you've ever seen it before. So you have probably a few seconds before either she moves or kind of comes to, but she's just like stuck in that position. So it's obvious that she like lose the arrow on you.
Yeah. So Hadia takes all this in, mutters a prayer under her breath and says, "Remy, I'm sorry." And in like a kind of a mirror of the same wound that Remy inflicted on her, will stab Remy in the shoulder. And as we do, I think we see the crystal on the spear glow a little as it feeds on the shadow that's taken hold of Remy. And yeah,
Yeah, the spear hits and she kind of instinctively goes to grab, like to stop it from going farther, because sort of that
yeah,
muscle memory of fighting comes in. And as it kind of gets pulled at the crystal, you see that blankness start to leave her face and kind of
yeah.
her comes back. Um, she just gets more wide eyed and looks at you. Almost, she doesn't say anything. It's almost like she doesn't quite know what's happened.
And I think that commotion, Rivka, Tizo, do you think you'd probably wake up?
I think so at that
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Mhm.
And especially with like now, like even the commotion and that humming that's coming from within the cane. I think Grifka will be very quick in getting up, and just kind of like very like Frodo Baggins and open up the cane for a second, and it's just that louder hum, and quickly like look around to see what's going on, and there is Hadia impaling Remy and Hadia with an arrow in them as well. Tizo, get up!
Yeah,
We
I,
have a
sc- I,
shadow
sc-
problem.
I scramble up and so like who's the taller one of Remy and Hadia of you two?
I don't
Amarad.
know.
5'6", 5'8"ish.
Remy might be like an inch shorter.
Okay, who looks bigger?
Hadia.
Okay, I tackle Hadia. I'm assuming that Rivka is gonna take Remy down.
Yeah,
I think
as
I make a
you
lot of
move-
assumptions about how strong you are, Rivka. And I think you feed into it. So
Of course, I mean you're up. I've got the cane. I see you kind of beelining maybe for Hadia. I will go take Remy and try to like just with the cane kind of come around and hold them. So that
yeah,
they cannot
because you said
move their
shadow
arms.
problem.
I
So
said shadow
obviously
problem.
everyone needs to be
serious.
contained. Yeah.
As you're like coming in for the tackle, Hadia sees this with not enough time to get out of the way, but doesn't want to like hurt Remy more, so pulls the spear out of Remy's shoulder before you like before we get like tackled holding onto a weapon.
Great.
Yeah, she kind of lets go as you pull.
Ouch.
And I think as I'm getting tackled, like as I see you let go, I give you like a nod of acknowledgement that I see that you're back, and then I hit the floor.
Yeah, and with that arrow.
Yeah.
Ow.
Yeah, both of these are not good.
No.
Ow.
No.
Corporal, it's me.
I'm aware, Tizo. You can let go of me before the arrow. Just please
Oh.
let go.
Oh,
Problem's
okay.
been dealt with. There's no need to tackle anyone.
Okay. I sit up and then
Though I do appreciate your vigor.
I turn around then to look at Remy.
Who's now like the chain, like the cane is across her.
I think it's like even like pulled open just enough by the neck, just in case, because that was humming right by you.
Is it still humming?
You're snapped out of it, or is there like a remnant? How does that effect work?
Oh.
I'm not sure. Well,
I-
she was coming too, so I'll leave that up to.
Yeah, I
Mistress.
think because I think this is interesting. I think the shadow hasn't quite yet taken. However, you are that anger that you felt, it's gone. you just hear it's just logic dictates that the corporal, being the head of this unit, needs to be taken down.
Okay.
If I still hear the humming, right? So
Mhm.
Hadia's gonna turn to Tizo and go, "Do you? Is Tizo still holding me? Like tackled to the ground?"
I think I had like as I was pushing myself up, I probably still have one hand on your shoulder,
Mhm.
but like not actually holding you down because you
So-
seem very normal and
Hadia's gonna like slowly break off the arrow, so it's not like just the whole thing there,
Mhm.
and get up and tell Rivka, let go of her, please. Remy,
Kind of hesitate for a moment, but because the sword is no longer humming at this point, I'll
Oh,
you
it's
hear
humming.
like, oh, it's still humming.
Yeah.
Oh.
oh.
Hmm.
But
Corporal.
do all of us understand the significance of the sword humming? Like, do I know what's
I think
going
this
on?
is actually the first time that you've seen this because
Okay,
I have
okay.
not used. I didn't use it last time when everybody was around.
Right.
So man, I kind of have like usually like Rivka's very lighthearted and playful
Yeah.
and willing to, subordinates is a game. Not this time. There is straight seriousness to her face. The wrinkles, the carving of time seem to stand out more in that sunken face. She's very dead serious that this blade is not moving.
So
Rivka, stand down.
Rivka, you can disarm her of her weapons, but I'm asking you to trust me, please. I have an idea.
The shadow is still in her.
I'm aware, Rivka, please. I'm asking for your trust.
I will open the full blade, but also in doing
Yeah.
so, open my arms and let Remy go. But I am now armed with a sword that is humming.
So Hedia's gonna get up, almost like squaring up to box with Remy, and goes, "The thing about emotions is, if we don't acknowledge them, if we don't deal with them, we let them take control of us. So Remy, that anger that you're feeling, I want you to let go of it through me. I want you to punch me right now. Work out your anger. Don't let it possess you. Take control of it."
Take control of it. She drops the bow, looks you dead in the eye, then just rears back and like right to the jaw.
And Hedia takes it.
And
I'm looking at the both of you like y'all stupid
Yeah.
because we're still in the middle of a mission.
And I think Remy doesn't necessarily think fully about it because again, she still is feeling like this person above me has been talking down to me so much, so I need to be as high as them, and the way to do that is to move through the chain. So when Hadia says to punch her or punch them, Remy just goes for it, and so she just starts punching, but it's not necessarily controlled or very well thought out. So it's kind of sloppy. So the first one, I think Hadia lets her get in, and then the next one they're able to kind of
I think
batter down for a while.
but they're trying their best to do it in a way where like they keep giving ground on purpose so that Remy keeps having to like keep stepping forward and keep expending energy.
Yeah. And at each punch, at each attack, a little bit more kind of leaves her and she starts to come back to herself more and more till after it's probably a couple minutes until it's just like a real sloppy punch and she just stands and kind of wobbles for a second and stops moving.
Actually, as you go for the like real sloppy one, Hedia steps in and grabs you in a hug.
Perfect. And her arms fall before kind of coming back up and giving you a hug back, and her face seems normal again, like light has come back to her eyes.
There we go. Everyone get
Okay,
back to rest.
great. Can we
take
remove
next
that
walk.
arrow now, Corporal?
Oh, right, that.
And also bandage up Remy?
Yeah, because I think like you're all very bloody now.
Yeah.
And when you really stop to think about it, shoulder wounds are not nice.
No.
They're really awful. I know, like in movies, they're like, oh, they're shot near the shoulder. No, there are a lot of ligaments, and there are a lot of muscles and joint. Like,
Yeah.
it's not good.
There's lung all the way up here.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
a bad place.
it's a very bad place. So I think the two of you, I know you suffer one harm. So
And then
um,
so Remy has a move called Mender, so she can try to help heal.
mhm.
I think as she kind of comes back, they're in that hug, and then you hear Tizo say, like, can we remove that arrow now? She kind of like moves backwards, takes a step, like looks at her shoulder, looks at Hadia's shoulder, and I don't know what happened, but Tizo's right. I'm sorry. We should fix this. I have some bandages and stuff in my pack, and so she's gonna go get like her sort of medical supplies and bandage them up. So I'm gonna use Mender.
So what is that move?
When you heal another character's wounds, roll with cunning. So they do not have to roll lick their wounds.
Okay, yeah.
And so on a hit, they recover harm. And then I have some choices depending on what I roll. So that's a 7. So I can choose one option here. Do it quickly, cleanly. So I'm gonna do. They don't need significant bed rest to recover, because there's no good like quick and clean way to fix a shoulder wound. So yeah, so Hadia won't need significant bed rest to recover from the wound.
Okay.
And then I will still have to take harm. I can't use Mender on myself technically, which is
Okay.
fine.
Well, you can try to lick your wounds.
That is true. I can do that.
So roll with luck.
As
Oh,
you're healing, I'm filling you in on what happened.
so that's a 9.
Okay, so you remove one level of harm, but you mark a jaded or weary.
I will mark a weary.
Mm-hmm. How's Remy feeling right now?
Remy is feeling very drained. She's also very confused. She's not 100% sure how everything escalated to the point that it did, to where she was attacking both her commander, but also a person she considers a friend. And so she's disoriented in herself at this point.
Tizo, how are you feeling about this situation?
I think unimpressed is one way of saying it. A different way of saying it is pretty pissed, because this is not, like, I don't understand. Like, this is not how one should act on a mission. Like, we're here to do something, and they're having this like mano-y-mano bonding moment. Like, come on. It's the first thing. And so in Tizo's mind, in my mind, what should have been done is we all should have tied Remy up, waited until we got back to camp, and then have this whatever let's punch each other thing later, because this is super dangerous. And like, and and Hadia had like an arrow in her shoulder and was bleeding out, and we can't have our commander corporal like be, you know, out of commission while we're still out in the field. So I think I'm like pretty pissed about it.
Rivka?
I'm keeping a very close eye on Remy, but also questioning Hadia at this point in time. How Hadia responded to the child having the shadow, and how they responded to Remy having the shadow. Two very different things. It's a little concerning. So I think the sword will stay out for now. The cane can still be used. It's still very functional. But I think let them heal themselves. Rivka does not feel like helping right now. So I think she'll go over to Tiso and kind of give you a little nudge.
Yeah, I'm sitting there with my arms crossed and glowering.
I'm just gonna like slam the sword down to kind of get your attention. So it just like through the dirt, through the ground, and just let it sit there for now.
I look up
Oh.
at you like, are you also going to do something stupid?
I do not do stupid things. They have done some very stupid things.
Mm.
But how are you?
Pissed. I'm
Why
tired.
are you pissed? We're all going to be tired now. Nobody is getting some rest tonight, it seems. But tell me, why are you pissed?
Because it's just stupid. It's were they both taken by the shadow? Well, why? That's just not how we're in the middle of something. I can't believe that they're just gonna let their wounds fester and that we're not containing anyone who has been, you know, influenced by the shadow. This is very dangerous. I'm pissed.
I agree. The shadow is not something that is to be played with. It is something that does what the shadow does. It can creep up on us whenever it wants, however it wants. But I do have to say, you should be careful with that anger. We just saw what happened. What do you need to do to not let the shadow in?
I know. I'll do my breathing exercise.
Good, do that, because I swear, if I have to deal with all three of you in the shadow, I will not hesitate to kill you all.
Look, you didn't kill them, so I don't want to hear this kind of big talk from you, Rivka.
I was behaving and taking orders. The threat was detained. I had control. It was fine. But I don't have time to deal with I don't want to go be another recruit and have to make friends again and build trust. And it's exhausting.
I open my water skin and I pass it to you. I'm talking a lot.
Take it.
Have some water.
Just go ahead and I will drink some and pass it back.
Drink it too.
Hadia, what's going through your mind right now?
Well, first it's checking in with Remy. What happened? then I think it's I want to go check in with the other two, and then I see them having like chat. I'll save it for later. So because it is now technically my watch, I think I take my position at that watch. But I'm also like, as I'm be done, or I guess what I have to do as a corporal to catch this, and I decide that when we get back, I'm having one-on-one chats with everyone because I need to be aware of what's going on with people to stop stuff like this from getting bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you have a cold bit to eat. Are you all like taking the rest of the night to kind of like regain your strength, or since you're up and about, you might as well just pack it up and continue on your way? You have about like 3 hours till dawn.
I think seeing maybe Khadia get up to go watch to go do post, um, I'll get up as well and kind of put a very firm hand on your shoulder, kind of in the side that hurts a lot.
Ooh.
Little extra squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
Child, I believe. Child, you should sleep the rest of the night. Tizo and I, we will take watch. We have a mission to complete tomorrow. Get your rest.
You've already taken watch, and it is now my turn. And it wouldn't be fair to deny rest from you just because of a little injury.
You
Oh, no,
just
I
feel
can
me
take watch.
squeeze it a little more. Rest. Tizo has this covered. Trust in her.
It's not a matter of trust, but
Yeah, trust in me.
and they sigh and get up and start walking towards the tent. But as they pass by Tizo, they put a hand. And so far, not disappointed, and walk towards the tent.
I go and sit down where we're supposed to take watch and do my breathing exercises.
Remy probably she's not gonna go to like tent, but she's gonna find a spot within the camp and kind of like sit, lean against a tree, and get as much rest as she is able to before we have to move out again.
Rivka will
True.
sit near enough to watch you for the night.
Fair.
Yeah, I think I turn around and see that that Rivka, you're watching Remy, and I'm like, okay. And I turn back to look outwards.
Double watch. Ooh, tension is starting to build in our little party here. Oh, this game's so fun. It's great because I just like set things up and then I just watch. It's fun. So yeah, so the dawn comes and it's time you have your quick rations and maybe a pot of tea or something. Or are you trying to go without a fire because you don't want people to know you're around?
I would assume no fire.
Yeah.
I think
We already made
it
enough commotion last night.
Rations. And you set off for the rest of your mission. You arrive at the river. And it, you can hear the roar of the waterfall further down. And you can like walk down in the river, Like there are some shallow areas on the outskirts of it, but there isn't really so much of a shore because there's just rocks and cliff faces. So if you are to follow the river down, you can either go up and kind of like climb your way across, or you could go down to the river and walk through down in the water.
If I have learned anything from walking the Oregon Trail, you do not ford the river. Just a tidbit of
How am I
Yenta
sounding
knowledge.
right now? Do I sound good?
Yeah, that sounds
Cool.
better.
So I
Yeah.
think Hadia goes, Tizo, you've been making decisions about our path so far. What do you suggest?
Well, Rivka says not to cross the river here, and Rivka knows these mountains, so I suggest we don't.
Where does that leave us then?
We can try going upstream. The waters might be less busy there, and you never know. I'm not familiar with the geography here, so I can't say. But that is an option.
Upstream would be away from the waterfall.
So just so I'm aware again, where to in relation to the waterfall are we going to like take care of the problem? Do we have an idea?
Around the waterfall.
Okay. Since Remy's mainly an archer, she'll say, it might be a good idea to have the high ground. We can always try and scope the area from above and stay hidden.
That's true.
I'm happy to go ahead and look around from above and come back to report if we wanted.
I can come with you. If you're good with that, Corporal.
I have in case we spot anything.
Okay. All right, Tiza, well, upwards we go.
Mm-hmm.
And they will make their way, start climbing up to scout from above.
Yeah, so you climb up and you go into scout. So I think this would be a look beyond.
Yes.
Tizo, if you want to as well, since you're both
Looking,
scouting.
Do you want me to? Oh, like to look beyond as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to. Yeah.
I would love to. I
And
will look beyond.
How is Tizo behaving with Remy right now?
Brusque.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
so that was an 11 for me.
Ooh.
I have
Remember.
rolled a 5.
Yeah, the 5, you just, it's rocky. There's a river. Oh, hey, you're high up. You can see, like, where the water, like, falls off the edge. Cool. There's a lot of, like, mist.
So is my field roll that I can't see, or is there more?
So for look beyond means if you get a hit, you can ask a question.
Mhm.
So, you don't get to ask a question, essentially.
But nothing bad happens?
Nothing bad happens.
Interesting.
Remy is probably walking a little closer to the edge than might normally be smart, but she is trying to get the best view that she can she's gonna walk over and really like look down into that waterfall area, like especially anywhere like people could be. And what does she see in that area? Are there like
Yeah, so
tracks,
you
signs of life?
kind of look down, see the waterfall, and the river, pools, and then it drops, and it's quite the waterfall. This is very large, goes down probably about 150 feet down below. And so there's a lot of spray from this drop because there's quite a bit of rocks down there. It's hard to kind of make out what's down there because of all of the spray coming up. But you do see some shapes on the down, far, far down. There are some shapes that are on the shore from where that river is that look definitely man-made. And I mean, you've seen enough camps to know what the shape of a camp looks like.
Okay. Yeah, Remy's gonna kind of like back up away, back over to Tizo. There looks to be a camp down there. I can't make out a lot of detail because of the spray of the water, but I think it's safe to assume we've found where they are.
All right. Let's head back.
Yes. They will head back to Hadia and Rivka to tell them what they saw. So when we get back, we tell you we see a camp where.
Oh, I can't hear.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay. Was there a place to cross back down if we were to cross by the waterfall on your way there or past?
Was there an obvious way to get down?
You didn't ask me
know.
that.
No. I don't know. I'm not positive. It was hard to see with all the spray from the waterfall. So we might just have to do the best we can, being cautious and as stealthy as possible.
I have a suggestion.
I'm listening.
What we can do is I saw that there were some tree stumps and or rocks. I don't know if I'm strong enough or that it's possible for us to push those into the camp, but we could push those down, and then if people start running off in panic, then Remy can pick them off.
A distraction. I like that.
Very good idea.
Thank
Seems like
you.
our best option, and that's a very good one at that. So, all right. Well,
So
Do we all want to go from above, or do we want to split? Because I can shoot from above, but if you all want to.
I could take from the side. I am also an archer.
Oh.
Mhm.
Rivka and I could go up top, cause the distraction, and pick them off from there. If you and Tizo want to rush them from below.
guess we have to find a way to cross, Tizo.
all right. We could try to cross. I don't know how much we want to go into the details of this,
Yeah.
but
So I think you can find a place because you succeed in your mission. So we know that. So you're able to. You have to climb down. You have to get out your rope and your pythons, and you gotta climb. and it's gonna take a while. Now, if you go down there and you leave them up, like you're not gonna be able to like they're not gonna be able to help you aside from shooting, which by the way, I told you was 150 feet down, shooting from 150
Oh.
feet up in the air.
Well, sometimes we don't pay attention when you tell us heights.
But you know, this is fine. This is
I
fantasy.
have the bow that slayed the 3 kings. It is legendary item.
Mine is
I
a
can
relic.
shoot. It doesn't tell me the range of it. It can shoot however far I want it to go. It's what I
mean-
always tell myself.
Bows can do a couple, like 100 and something meters, which is a couple hundred feet. So we'll be fine.
Go. We're yeah.
Yeah, we should probably go down a little bit.
We will cause a distraction and then come lower to be at a normal range.
Well, it's but like I thought you were gonna pick them off as they ran around.
Oh yeah, like air support,
Yeah.
but with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so you're able to climb down. And then once you get down, you give a signal of some sort. Do you
Hmm.
like make like a bird noise?
Yeah, it's like a caca we've practiced.
Now, I may have missed it. Did we confirm if these were shadow?
Nope.
Okay.
No, we have not.
We're not going to just fire down on these people. They might be Morsh. You don't know. How close does my sword react?
I mean,
There's
also,
no ranges.
I mean, I also feel like because we succeeded on our mission rolls, so it would mean that they are.
Yeah, they
like
are.
from a meta standpoint.
Yeah, from
but-
it's yeah. I mean, in game you don't know, but you did succeed in your mission. So yeah, so at this point, yeah, so we have Remy and Rivka struggling to push boulders off of the edge. And those boulders go tumbling. And I think what happens is that unleashes a little bit of a landslide, like a rock slide, not a big, huge one, but some. There is a big old clatter, and you see a whole bunch of rocks go down into this camp. If we were playing D&D, I'd be having the other two to give me some dexterity saves, but we're not. So that goes down and happens. And then you are able to pick those people off. So yeah, you're successful.
I have a
You-
question.
Yes.
Can you describe to us what is one really disturbing thing that we see as we're taking them? Like because they're all like shadow held, right?
Yes. And we said that they're emotionless, correct? Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Um,
Berserkers who fight to the bitter end.
Yeah. So
Serve
Serving
without
without
emotion.
emotion.
Yeah.
reality warping, terror inducing
yeah,
women
I
idols.
think there are just two people there, two agents of the shadow there.
Okay.
They are both they're both male. One is kind of elderly even, like fit, and functional, but you could tell when they were taken, they were older. They were probably like 65 to 70, but a spry person. The other one is much younger. They would have probably been 19, 20, something like late teens, early 20s. And they are surprised. They were not expecting a rock slide or boulders. Boulders come flying down. And I think because they were taken unawares, and there's only two of these, just by looking at their clothes and everything, grunts. Um, you can take them down. Now, it's when they come at you, they are coming at you, and their bodies are primed, and you can see like the tension in their bodies, but their faces are just blank masks, unblinking. Like the way they come running at you, like the one has an axe, the other has a sword. They should have like had their mouths open up, contorted in rage. Nothing. They just come at you full speed, and their sole their sole intent is to kill you. That's it. It's just this onslaught, this just constantly moving. And you slice at them with your blade. And this person should be racked in pain. Nothing. They just come at you. It's kind of like the Monty Python scene in Holy Grail with the Black Knight. Oh, it's just a flesh wound. Only it's just blank.
Yeah, and I feel like this is not our first time doing like fighting them. So like berserkers. So we do the usual thing where we take out their legs first so that they can't move anymore, and then we kill them and stuff like that. But yeah, it's
Yeah. There isn't anything reality warping that you are aware of because you wouldn't know.
yeah.
Um, the terror in things that you can find, they're normally, that's usually only accompanies a certain type of soldier of the shadow, and these two are not it. These are grunts.
That's fair. I mean, okay, yeah. So I guess after we're done that, we'll investigate to make sure that there's nothing left behind, no one left behind, unmurdered.
No one left behind unmurdered. Yeah, so this is them. It's a very small camp. And the camp, it's loosely stated as camp. There's a fire. And the way that they've got it, it's like kind of like under an overhang, and they kind of have the smoke going into just like this tiny little cave systemy thing. It's really not a cave so much as it is just like a crevice going in there. And that was how they were kind of able to hide a lot of their smoke. But you don't see any food supplies. You don't see any beds. It's just a fire.
Yeah, I mean, we look at it, and then I guess I'll turn to you. So, do we burn it, Corporal? Oh, I can't hear you.
Do we find anything resembling personal affections as to who they were before the
Nothing.
shadow?
I mean, if you were to inspect the bodies, the one has a tattoo of a lynx.
Mhm.
It's a very stylized lynx on their right arm. That's the older man.
Okay. So Hadia sighs and goes, "It doesn't seem like we'll be able to do anything for them. So yeah, burn it all. Let's not give the shadow any purchase."
All right. And I guess we drag the bodies there and then we burn the place.
And I think as we're burning it, Hedia mutters a little prayer under their breath. It would probably be snatched away by the fire unless Tizo was paying attention.
I don't know if I necessarily am, so I don't think I hear it.
Remy and Rivka, you're up top.
I think as soon as Remy can tell, like, it's done, like, anything that needs to be taken care of is taken care of, she is going to probably mention to Rivka that they should go down and join them and make her way to join Hadia and Tizo.
Shrug. And she's going to stay up here. It is very far way down, and you want to ask an old woman to climb all the way back down, and then to climb all the way back up, so that we can return home. She's going to stay up top and keep watch. Bow still out, arrow ready, but not knocked at this point.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
And as Agatha said in our chat, their signal is the smell of burnt flesh.
I mean, it's true.
So your mission is a success.
Yeah.
You go to camp. So you finish up there, you do your thing, and you start heading back to Fort Pride. You camp at the same place you did that first night. And you know what? We only have 10 minutes. We are going to deal with the repercussions and aftermath next time. I don't want to rush that because that's the big
That's
part.
that's
Yeah.
fair. That's a good call.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching. We will be back next Monday, and hopefully Jess will be with us as well. And yeah, that's our final episode?
Yay.
Is it really?
Yeah, I know, right?
No.
I know.
I love this so much.
I know, it's fun. Okay. Yeah, the end of session questions. We can do that. Where is that checklist of mine? Well, is there anyone, Tizo, that you would have built camaraderie with?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was with Rivka again.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they earned again. I think it just affirms my respect for her. Where it's like, yeah, she knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
I respect that. So Rivka gets 3 on me, which I think is like when it resets or something.
Yeah, I think that's the max.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Or is
that's
it
the
after
max.
3?
So as soon as you get the next one, instead of taking camaraderie, you get a point of XP.
What?
Mm-hmm. Rivka, is there anyone that you think you
I
got some
don't.
camaraderie with?
I mean, Tizo, obviously, but is there a mechanic that backtracks?
That you can lose?
Do we go into negatives? Because Hadia and Remy is not looking too good right now.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
Okay.
We could I
think
mean,
it's just you don't get anything, right? Like it's just
yeah, you just don't get anything
Yeah,
with
okay.
it. Because this is how you get XP, right? So that's what this kind of this mechanic is
Gotcha.
for.
Okay.
It's for building it's essentially to encourage players to build relationships.
I mean, we're building relationships. It's just camaraderie's not the word for it.
Fair.
Well,
Remy?
I'm taking my 1 point anyway, so
Take it, enjoy it. It's yours.
Remy?
Remy's would be Hadia.
Interesting. Why?
Because they helped her come back to themselves when they could have easily either written her off or attacked back in a different way. So
Okay.
Remy has respect for that and appreciation.
Hadia?
Rivka and Tiso. Rivka gets one for giving me her trust in the situation to handle it like the way I saw fit, and also in general for like the stuff that was established at the start. And Tiso a little bit for the same, for like kind of trusting to confide in and with the secret, but also for proving herself out there today. Like the way she acted to kind of restrain me rather than like go for a play the same way like Rivka did, like just went for the tackle to hold me down, etc.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. I enjoyed this. I was very sleepy and I was kind of thinking, oh, stream. But I'm glad I did. Thank you.
We're glad you did. This is
Yeah.
so
All right.
good.
Well, Dan,